What's up, everybody? In today's video, we're going to talk about truth of the World Games in Alabama. As you guys know, the World Games are taking place in Alabama, and already there's restaurants that are closing their doors because there's too many people. Now, really, we all know why they're closing their doors. They don't want people from other places to... I'm not even going to get into that. Okay, but the hypocrisy of... Look at the freaking Lambo, bro. Gotta love this area out here. It's crazy. The reality of it is, guys, that it's hypocritical. Because Alabama doesn't want people from other places to go there. And some of these restaurants that are closing their doors in Birmingham because there's too many people. I mean, that's just ridiculous. What restaurant doesn't want to have too many people? You know, I think the underlying causes of why they're doing that are pretty clear. It's hypocritical. Not only that people from other parts of the world go to Alabama, but if somebody from another part of the world were to move to Alabama like I did, they'd have to move out eventually because they couldn't be who they are. And if they do move to Alabama, a lot of people are, I'm from whatever, and I moved to Alabama. I'm like, one, if you go to their Facebook profile, the first thing you see is that they're taking on this persona that they're probably not. In other words, you can't really be who you are. A lot of the people from other countries, whether European, it doesn't matter where, Korean, Latin, European, they move to Alabama and still live in Alabama. One, they have to change their Facebook profile name. It's never the real name. Two, they have to put up some super over-the-top, that's not, be who you are and see how long you'll last in Alabama. It's really hypocritical that, all of a sudden Birmingham, Alabama's hosting the World Games. And by the way, Birmingham, Alabama is one of the cities where I get the most views out of. Okay, so shout out to everybody in Birmingham that supports our channel. I by no means have a problem with you because you're here supporting our channel. And that's definitely not something against you as a person. In fact, if you're in Birmingham, Alabama, you ought to agree with what I'm saying because you know it's true. It's very hypocritical, really, for Alabama to host the World Games when you're already starting to see businesses close their doors because there's too many people. That's really embarrassing. What restaurant closes their doors because there's too many people? That's illogical. You want too many people. You think these restaurants here don't have too many people in the winter? But that just goes to show the type of place Alabama is. And this whole World Games, the idea that people from all over the world are going to go to Alabama and Alabama's a welcoming place, it's a bunch of garbage, And it's already starting to show by the news articles that are coming out so far. And other ones you're probably going to see come out because these people from other parts of the world, when they go to Alabama and they experience what the place is like, they're going to have nightmare stories. And you'll see those nightmare stories come out. But the reality of it is that Alabama has a long way to go. And this notion that, first of all, you still have HB 56 going on in Alabama, the most unconstitutional law ever written in America. So how, before the World Games happened, I was going to make a video saying to the people that are going to this event, this is what Alabama's like. Don't go there and don't support this event. But I thought, you know what? Let them go there. Let them see for themselves what Alabama. Let the world see what Alabama's really about. Will do them more good than me telling them not to go there. So I didn't make the video saying don't support the World Games, don't go there. But now that it's going on, let those people see what Alabama's really about. Let them see. And the thing is, because people in other places are so innocent to these types of things that they don't realize what's happening. They might just think, the restaurant can't handle it. But they're sending a message, that they're not going to cater to these types of people from all over the world. And I hope everything goes well, but I have a feeling that you're going to start hearing horror stories from the people that went to the World Games in Alabama and they're going to find out what it's really about. I really had to hold back from making a video before the event happened, telling people, hey, this is their state law. So you're going to go to a state that discriminates you and is going to treat you like you're garbage because you're not from there. And if you don't know what HB 56 is about, please look into that. HB 56 is a law that Alabama has in place. Most of it's been rejected, like some other recently. It's all been rejected. Of course it's been rejected. It's unconstitutional. They still wrote it. They still said it. They still try to make it a law. And even though it's rejected, that doesn't mean that it's not being implemented. It's still being implemented in the worst ways possible. I had it implemented on me twice while I lived in Alabama. One time out of Regions Bank. Ironically, Regions is actually one of the people that's supporting this game. So, when you see who's behind much of the discrimination in Alabama of outsiders, and you see the companies that are, supporting this thing, you're like, wow, this is a very, very kind of let's wash our hands off type of thing about what's going on in Alabama. But anyways, it's not a secret. People know what it's about. The fact that Alabama, along with a few other states, Mississippi, West Virginia, have the lowest number of people from other places, is an indication that it's not an attractive place to be if you're not from there. But there it is. Those are my thoughts on the World Games. I think it's kind of hypocritical. And already you're starting to see news articles that are going to amplify, the reality of what's really going on there. You're gonna see articles that are gonna be like, oh, yeah. Well, that's what I got on the World Games. I think it's just very hypocritical, and it really does nothing for cleaning up like this whole World Games thing. The whole thing's been cleaning up Alabama's reputation. But if you're already seeing businesses close their doors because of it, it just goes to show. I really felt like warning the people, like before this event happened, contemplated so much if I should warn people, say, hey, this is the state you're going to. These are the laws of the state you're going to. You really want to go a place that's like that? I thought, you know what? Wait until this thing actually goes down, and here we are. I feel like for as much good as there is in Alabama, there's so much fake good. People pretending like they're doing something. Like Regions Bank is behind this thing. They're one of the biggest supporters of this thing. Well, when I opened my Regions Bank account in Alabama, they applied HB 56 to me. It means I had to go back to my house and grab my U.S. citizenship paperwork, which is humiliating. One, I have money. One, I have a check from the U.S. government because we're opening the account with a check from the government. So, and the check was one of those money they gave to people during COVID. So only U.S. citizens should have got that money from what I understand. So it was already obvious that I was a U.S. citizen because I'm depositing a check from the U.S. Treasury Department. But that wasn't enough. The fact that I had a driver's license in Alabama and a vehicle, they still made me go home and bring that document. Nothing more than humiliate me. I know that this is not Regions Bank policy. This is them wanting to humiliate you for being an outsider. So I had to go back to my house, find my U.S. documents to prove that I was a U.S. citizen to open my Regions Bank account. And I closed the Regions Bank account when I moved back to Florida. I used to wonder, why isn't Bank of America? You guys used to hear me joke about it all the time. Why isn't Bank of America in Alabama? I can see why Bank of America isn't in Alabama. Imagine that you have a bank and the state's requiring you to do that to the people that are coming to you to open an account. Or the employees are using that law. I mean, if Bank of America doesn't support it, this guy's on a Supra getting pulled over. That's so Southwest Florida. Look at that. This guy's on a Supra getting pulled over. It's wild out here, man. It's something else. But, I'd rather be here in Southwest Florida, surrounded by this palm trees and wealth, than in Alabama surrounded by hate. But hey, to each their own. I just couldn't do it anymore. And life here in Florida has gotten difficult for us. Economically, this place is, it's hard. It's not easy to get ahead here. But the notion of going to a place like Alabama, to to experience this type of mistreatment. I'd rather sit here and figure this place out, as hard as it is, you know. It's just your safety and all that. And I live in a pretty rural area now where I live. All my neighbors are a bunch of rednecks, and I absolutely love it, you know. But Florida people and Alabama people just aren't the same. You can't compare Florida people to Alabama people. Alabama country people are good people. I mean, Florida country people are really good people, man. These people out here where I live, it's different. You know, when people got money and they got class, they don't really pay too much attention to all that crap. It's always poor people and envious people that are pulling all those types of moves, you know. But there it is, man. The World Games in Alabama. Yep, I wasn't surprised when I picked up the phone this morning, start looking through Alabama news, and seeing all the things that are happening. It's like, yeah, it's pretty much, they're sending a message. I mean, when you think about that, they're definitely sending a message. Most ironic, wow, you know, we had to close our doors because there's too many people. Really? What restaurant says that? In other words, that's the Alabama way. We don't want your money. If it's not American money, if it's not people that are from America, if you're not from here, we don't want your business. That's the Alabama way, man. That's why these people got money, because they don't care what color that money is. They're going to get it, you know. And around here, to get it, you're going to have to deal with all types of people, you know. Check it out. There it is. You're probably wondering what's in the bag. Grab the bag, Katie. What's in the bag? It's where's it from? Nordstrom Rack. Oh, he thinks his poop don't stink buying all that fat float down there.